Hey everyone, welcome back to my little channel, and today we are doing a Chio game. It's about a cat, and it's called Do Not Take This Cat Home, which we of course are gonna do. I mean, it's a cat. Why would we not take the cat home? You're not having a great day, as usual. Oh great. It's the first time in a while that you've felt like going out, but in the middle of your walk it starts to rain. Typical. But maybe this is just a sign that you should have stayed at home today. Yeah, you can always try again tomorrow, right? You turn your head home when... Huh? What was that? There are only a few people around on the streets. Makes sense due to the increase of missing persons around the area recently. Well, that and the weather. But none of them react to the sound at all. Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a dark, dingy alleyway. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward. The ground dampened by the rain makes your steps sound louder and more confident than you actually feel. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the cold, dim light of the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. It's so cute. Guess that should have been obvious. Guess that should have been obvious. It's an interesting looking cat. It's pretty yellow. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. It puts its front paws up on the edge of the box and looks up at you. So cute, and definitely knows it. You've never had much of an opinion one way or another about cats before. But if they're all like this one, it's a shock they haven't already found a way to rule the world. True. You don't think you'd mind bowing... You don't think you'd mind bowing down to a feline overlord. You look around the alley with a small frown. Who leaves cats in cardboard boxes these days anyways? Wouldn't they just jump out and leave the box eventually? The cat doesn't answer you, obviously. It also doesn't do as you suggest and leave the box. It's just looking at you, as if waiting for you to make the next move. Do not take the cat home, or take the cat home. I mean, the game is called Do Not Take the Cat Home. What happens if we don't? I mean, we have to try, right? And we're gonna change it up eventually and do the other thing, but with a sigh, you take a decisive step back. As cute as the cat is, you really can't afford to be taking in a pet on a whim. Rent's coming up soon, and your job doesn't exactly leave you rolling in dough. You give the cat a sad nod. Sorry, good luck out there, okay? You turn around and leave the cat and the alley behind. Rain's picking up. Oh, did you hear the screaming? Oh my god. Time to head home. Ending. Nyat a fool. Okay, so we had to try, right? So, of course, we take the cat home. You know what? You reach into the box and pick the cat up, holding it out in front of you. Why not? You're all alone, and well, I'm kind of the same boat myself, so you bring the cat close. You didn't realize it was shivering until just then, but it slowly breathes easier as it presses into your chest. Why not stick together, right? At least for a little while. Aww. You think a little while will probably be more like a day. You'll be responsible and take it to a shelter tomorrow. But for now, let's get you out of the rain, okay? Yes. You stop by a small local pet store for some cat food, then head back home. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. One you live alone in. One you living alone in it. Okay. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it's just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you watch for a moment as it curiously explores a new environment. Leaving the feline to its own devices, you set about making the both of you some dinner. You take out the can of cat food and open it with the tap on top. You put some cat food on a saucer and click your tongue to call the cat over to you. It perks up at your beckoning and rushes over. It looks at the plate of food and completely ignores it. Not hungry, I guess. You try not to let it annoy you. The cat doesn't understand the concept of money to appreciate that you spent your hard-earned cash on it. It's just a cat, after all. I'll just leave it here if you get hungry later, okay? The cat rubs its body against your legs with a purr. You smile. That's enough of a thanks for you. It follows you into the kitchen as you start on your own dinner. You decide that you have enough ingredients for a sandwich. Bread toasted, mayo and mustard spread. Ow, turkey and cheese and lettuce, perfectly placed. Tomato sliced. Ow. You wince as you cut your finger on the knife while slicing a tomato. Stupid. You feel a little embarrassed for such a blunder and sigh, tossing the knife onto the cutting board. You're about to head to the bathroom for a bandage when the cat hops onto the counter. It sniffs at the knife and meows almost pointedly at you. Don't worry, I'm all right. It was just an... You catch the cat as it starts to lick lightly but enthusiastically at the blood on the knife. At your blood. You're so shocked that by the time you come to your senses, the knife has been completely licked clean. The cat sits back, staring at you. You feel a little uneasy. Sure, cats are meat-eating predators, but that was a little weird, right? Sure, you're no cat expert, but that was definitely not something an ordinary cat would do, right? Well, regardless, you're not about to abandon a cat in need while it's still raining outside, not after all your efforts. You're going to take it to the shelter tomorrow anyway. What's one night of awkwardness? Weird or not, it's just a cat. The rest of the evening, unfortunately, goes downhill from there. Even after covering up your fingers cut with a bandage, the cat keeps trying to lick at the wound while you're eating your sandwich, while you're cleaning up the kitchen, while trying to watch TV. You gently push it away every time, but you're starting to get worried at the strange behavior. What if it's got a taste for blood and thinks you're food now? You're not sure what you'll do if it starts to get more aggressive. You keep thinking about the cat food sitting in the corner, untouched. Oh. Enough, come on, enough already. You shove it away, a little more forcefully this time out of annoyance. You feel bad immediately, but before you can do anything, the cat meows sharply at you and dashes off around the corner and into the hall. You sigh deeply. At this point, you're just worried that it's going to take a bite out of you in your sleep. Maybe a vet will have an idea on how to calm it down? You can only hope. You don't have many other options left other than tossing the cat out in the rain. After finding the number of a local vet, you pick up your landline and the lights just went out. Great, just great. Rain must have knocked out the power. You check your cell phone only to find that it's out of batteries. You must have forgotten to charge it before leaving out earlier. The outing had been so spur of the moment that it had no doubt messed with your usual routine. You grab a flashlight and turn it on. It's quiet. It's too quiet. Did the rain stop? But then why did the power go out? You look outside. The sky's pitch black. What time is it? You trying to check the clock. The cat sits on top of your digital clock, staring at you. Oh, my lordy lord. I can see that. Doesn't it say kill? I think it does. Ooh. I can't really decide if it's cute or just very scary or just both. I don't know. Thinking now, you realize the clock shouldn't be working at all with the power outage, but the numbers are lit up and going completely haywire. The cat stares at you. It's completely still. You'd think it was a statue if you didn't know any better. It's not giving off any indication of that it's alive. It's not blinking. It's not even breathing, but its eyes. This isn't normal. You're afraid. You want to run, but you're afraid of letting the cat out of your sight. You consider tossing the cat out after all. But as soon as the thought enters your head, you feel a sharp urge to vomit. Those eyes. Its eyes hold you still, even though your flashlight trained on it. Its pupils are large, round, inky, and the flashlight flickers. And the cat is gone. Fear immediately grips your mind. The silence, punctuated with a rapid pumping of blood in your heart, is overwritten as the ears slowly start to pick up the sound of static all around you. How is clock working with no power? You don't know why such a question matters at the moment, but you feel as if having the answer will make sense of everything that's happening. That order will be restored. But no answer comes to mind. You back away from the clock and feel as if the air itself coils tightly and abruptly in response, like a predator prepared to pounce, but waiting for your next move. But you're afraid to move. You're afraid of even taking a breath. But you can't stay still forever, right? Whatever's watching you, you can already feel its impatience. It's too eager. You don't know how you know this, but you can sense it as clearly as if it had whispered. Whoa. Right into your ear. Right into your soul. Yeah, that's my doggo. It won't let you wait it out. Not that you could, even if it did. You can't stay here. You have to run. With this thought, a sudden primal instinct awakens within you, making you tear yourself into a hasty burst of movement, of action. But you're still weak from the fierce grip on your mind. Your legs tangle together under you in your haste, and you fall onto the ground. A sharp pain explodes in the center of your foot. At first, you think you've broken your ankle, but something warm and wet trickles down the length of your foot, pulling underneath it. You hear the sound of metal scraping on tiles after skidding across the floor, as if it had been kicked. Winded from your fall, you look up in a daze and see the object glinting in a strange light coming from outside. The light pouring in from your now open front door. Thoughts of how, when, who, what, in regards to your inexplicably open door, screech to a halt, as your brain finally identifies the metallic object you've been staring at. It's your kitchen knife. And still tinted red from your earlier blunder, but that's not right. Wasn't it completely licked clean by the... You gulp dryly at the pain in your foot. You barely have time to wonder how the knife ended up on your living room floor to be stepped on instead of resting on your cutting board in the kitchen where you left it. Ooh, look at that. Then you spy something in the darkness just beyond the knife. It spies right back at you. It's so cute though. Oh my god. Oh. A pair of glowing golden eyes come forward as the cat emerges from the shadows into the light from your doorway. Look at the kitty. It pads slightly to the knife, as if skipping in delight, and bends down to lap at the blood dripping from the blade. Ah. Your senses slowly begin to overwhelm you. The chill of the air as it starts to suffocate you under its weight. The sound of your shaky breaths, discordant against the static now piercing your skull. The dryness of your tongue spreading to your throat. The incomprehensible sight of the stray you'd taken in, licking away at your kitchen knife, once again completely clean. The scent of blood from the fresh wound on your foot. Blood? Golden eyes slide up to you as if in response to your sudden realization. Blood. You're hurt. Your foot is bleeding. You're bleeding. You're bleeding. The cat barely moves, shudders twitching as if just considering the act of pouncing forward. But you're already on your feet and out the door. You run, or rather limp, down the empty street. The sky is black and bleeding red, but there's a strange light emitting from nowhere that casts everything else in white. The houses, the trees, the road, even you, everything, except your blood. You can just barely glimpse the bloody imprints your injured foot leaves in your wake with every impact it makes with the ground. It hurts. It hurts. But you can't stop. You don't stop. Not when the shadows grow around you. Not when you feel the gaze of eyes all over you. Not when the road ahead of you is darkened by a long shadow of something behind you. Even then, you don't stop running, because if that's the cat right there ahead of you, then what in the world is behind you? Oh, what to do? Look behind you or keep running? Should we? Oh, let's look behind us. Huh? Interesting. How very interesting. Ending 0, it begins. No. Okay, we need to. I forget there's a save thingy down there. Okay, no. We need to see what happens. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. Wait. What happened now? The weather is absolutely perfect today. That's a good sign, right? Maybe your luck is finally starting to turn around. You tentatively allow yourself to feel excited for the possibilities of where you could go or what you could do. Maybe even who you could meet. You're so deep into thought that you almost miss it. Huh? What was that? Curiosity guiding your steps, you follow the sound to the entrance of a lonely alleyway. The sunlight only just manages to reach down in between the tall buildings on either side. You timidly enter the alley and walk forward, the loose gravel and scattered debris on the ground softening your steps. Finally, the sound source comes into view in the warm, almost ethereal light on the alley. At the end of the alley, in a big cardboard box, is a cat. Huh? Guess that should have been obvious. Oh. It's so cute. It's an interesting interesting looking cat. Its pretty yellow eyes shine like gold among the dark sea of its black fur. So this part is the same, it seems like. You barely reach out your arms before the cat eagerly leaps into them and climbs up onto your shoulders. It butts its head into your temple, nuzzling against it. Aww. You can't help but smile at the cat's enthusiasm. Let's get you out of here, yeah? On the way home, you briefly consider getting cat food. But that would be a waste of time. You shrug at the odd feeling and move on. You live in a modest apartment. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. You living alone in it. So it feels weird having another living being inside it after so long, even if it is just a cat. After locking the front door and placing the cat on the floor, you wait for it to walk away and explore the new environment. But it simply sits and looks up at you expectantly. So this is all different. I'm not sure what happened. It just skipped back to, because, okay, well, let's just go with it. Do something alone or do something with cat? Let's do something with cat. Like what? Pet cat, feed cat, play with cat, clean cat. On second thought, you know what? Clean cat, I don't know if that's a good idea. We need to get to know cat first. So let's just, play with cat. Poor thing was probably bored stiff sitting in that old box all day, just watching crowds of people walking by them, ignoring them. You can't just leave them alone as soon as you're home. A little interspecies socializing won't kill you, right? Aw, you just want some attention, don't you? You want to play, huh? Okay then. What to play though? Look for some yarn. I think my laser pointer still works. Hide and seek, a classic. Look for some yarn. Laser pointer. Sure. Cats are curious creatures by nature. They're also natural hunters, sort of. Why not pass the time by letting the cat hunt after something it'll never quite understand? That sounds a little mean when you think of it like that. But it's not like the cat will know anyway. Ignorance is bliss, or so they say. So you dig out an old laser pointer from your old gone dreaded days of group presentations in school. You flip it on and see that even after all this time, the batteries still work. Is that mean to play with your cat with a laser pointer? Like, I don't have a cat. I've never had cats. I've never really thought of it. I just heard that it works when you play with them, that they will, but I guess it's kind of mean, because they will never get the satisfaction of actually catching the play, the toy. I don't know. I've never thought about it. You get a little kick out of aiming it at a mirror hanging in the living room so it reflects off the glass, making a little red dot appear on your knee. The cat cautiously walks over, stopping every few steps to cast a look of suspicion at you. When it finally reaches you, it lightly presses a paw to your knee, like it's trying to catch the dot of red light as casually as possible. You manage to hold back a chuckle. Not that it really matters. The cat isn't paying attention to you at all, entirely focused on the light now resting on top of its paw. You move the light a little higher above your knee. The cat reacts immediately, trying to pin the light down, but the next second, you've already moved it onto the floor. Oh, look at the kitty. The cat jerkily follows, attempting a more energetic pounce when you shift the red dot. Over here. Aw, over there. And over there. By the couch. No, on the couch. The cat might be ignoring you, but you're certainly enjoying yourself. It's been a while since you've laughed this much. You're laughing so much, in fact, that you accidentally shift the red dot onto a lamp beside the couch. In its haste to get the light, the cat leaps onto the lamp, sending them both onto the ground. Oh my gosh. Oh no. The cat is sitting in the middle of the former lamp's broken shards. Oh, poor kitty. Back hunched, its head whipping around back and forth as if in a panic. You quickly turn the laser pointer off, and rush over. I'm sorry, are you okay? Are you hurt? You reach down to pick up the cat and check it for injuries when... Slash. Ow, hey. The cat swipes at you, claws extended. It backs up and twitches away, making frantic half-turns in various directions as if looking for something, or waiting for something to appear. Poor thing. Ow, geez, that really hurt, you know. You hold the hand with the scratch close to your chest. It's bleeding, but it's not too big. You're more annoyed than anything, but... Immediately, your annoyance starts to bleed into concern. You watch in shock as the cat starts to run around, tearing at the carpet, the sofa, your armchair. You want to stop it, but you're afraid of getting in the middle of its rampage. You consider calling a vet for advice on how to calm it down, but for some reason, you feel like that wouldn't be a good idea. What happened to you? Is it an idea comes to you, or rather, a realization? You grasp the laser pointer, aiming it safely away towards the floor in the middle of the living room, hoping that the cat would calm down if it found what it was looking for. You turn the laser pointer on. The cat's reaction is immediate. Oh, what? You screwed up. In the span of mere seconds, you watch as the cat spies the red dot from its perch on the shredded armchair. Leaps high into the air. Changes in the air. And slams down upon the dot on the floor with a weight and force that shakes the whole apartment. Okay, this is not a cat. Maybe even the whole building. You wonder dazedly how none of the other tenants have rushed over to complain about the noise. Yet as you stare at the sight in front of you, the cat has somehow grown in size. Eyes bulging and glowing, tail trashing, teeth enlarged, bared and covered alarmingly in a bubbling froth. Its giant claws rip and shred through the carpet, through the floor tiles, and even below them, ravenously trying to get at the red dot. Your hands are shaking. You don't know what to do. You feel trapped. You have to get away. Get it away from you. You slowly back up towards the door. The light moves with you. Instinctively, you flick the light away. This way and that, the cat stampering after you. So fast. Smashing through the TV, breaking the couch in half. Too fast. Bulldozing through the wall into the hallway. A chance. You turn, intending to bolt out of the door and never come back. But in your haste, you forget something. You forget several somethings. You forget the laser pointer, gripped like a feline in your hand. You forget the mirror, still miraculously hanging on the wall next to the hallway, the laser reflecting off of it, putting a small, glowing red dot on the back of your head. And as you reach the door, forget that it's locked. Oh no. Yeah, that's not good. You don't even have the chance to turn around before the cat lunges all the way across the room at you. Ouch. You're torn to shreds before you can even blink. Ending 12, targeted. Wow, how many endings are there to this game? Do not take this cat home. Okay, we need to try a couple more times. What happens if we continue? Because endings. Ah. Endings found 2 out of 40? 40 endings. Targeted. Aha, the cat loses his mind over a tiny red dot. Hilarious. Wow. Begins. Okay. Continue. I guess this you start like a new game. So today, okay, so it's another one with the good weather. Should we save there? Yeah. Return. Let's do something with the cat again. Just choose something else. We did play with cat. Oh my god, there's so many options. What if we play with cat with yarn? If every movie and cartoon involving cats that you've watched since childhood is to be believed, then you can reduce with almost absolute certainty that cats freaking love yarn. Probably. You unearthed some from an old box in the hallway closet that's filled with knickknacks from various abandoned hobbies. You consider just handing the ball of bright red yarn over to the cat and supervising from the side. But that would defeat the idea of playing together, wouldn't it? You cut off a decent length of string from the ball of yarn and go back to the living room. The cat is resting on the floor. He's so cute. It's not asleep, but when it looks up at you, enter the living room, you feel like it would doze off right then and there. You'll fix that. You smirk a little, confident with your surprise. And let the piece of yarn dangle just above the floor, pinched between your thumb and index finger. The sudden shift in the cat's demeanor makes your heart start to beat a little faster. Its posture has barely changed at all, just a subtle shift of the head and ears, a slight tension in the shoulders, a sharpness in the gaze that it locks onto the yarn dangling an inch above the floor. The cat could still pass as being almost relaxed, calm. And yet the air is thick with its eagerness to lunge forward, waiting for the right moment to strike. You feel like you've just witnessed the awakening of the perfect predator. You're almost afraid of what will happen once you make the first move. But it will be you who makes the first move. You take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. And yoink! The cat had lunged the instant you wiggled the yarn, but you're faster. It completely misses as you flick your wrist, making the yarn recoil out of its reach like a terrified snake. Having overshot the landing in its eagerness, the cat stumbles and looks around as if shocked at its failed attack. You generously click your tongue to help reorient it. The cat whips its head around at the sound. You're slightly taken aback at the intensity of his stare on the yarn, but you persist. You wiggle the yarn again, encouragingly, and yes, maybe a little tauntingly. This time the cat anticipates the yarn's upward dodge and leaps up to swipe at it, but you're already one step ahead, puppeting the yarn to dance gracefully out of reach once more. Come on, you can do it. It's a little condescending, but you can't seem to help it. For some reason, it feels a little good. Feels a little good knocking the feline down a peg or two. At least it seems to be enjoying itself. You hope, anyway. You keep going. Look at that little. The cat's movements have gotten more aggressive. It must be getting frustrated. You could swear it nearly took a shot at you, at your eye, that last time it had jumped so high and erratically. You've been keeping the yarn in constant motion, afraid to slow down. Your wrist is starting to get tired. The cat doesn't seem to be losing any energy though. It's like it's getting faster and faster. Flick. 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 Ow. Your wrist finally cramps sharply, making you lose control of the yarn's motion as the tip of it brushes lightly against your stomach. Ugh, pain rips slow across your torso, into your torso. Blarg. Blood pours out of your mouth. In a daze, you look down and see red blooming slowly along the bottom of your shirt, around the tears in the fabric. Plop. You watch as long, thick ropes of something pour out from under your shirt into a bloody heap on the floor at your feet. Ooh, that's intestines. Ugh. A single red streaked rope still hangs from you, connecting you to that mess. Are those your... You crumble to the ground and topple over onto your side. Your vision has gone blurry, but you can just make out the shape of something small and a deep inky black as it walks over and inspects your... Oh god, they're your intestines. Before it starts to giddily roll around in the mass of your body, of your bloody mass of your bloody insides next to you. Bad kitty. Darkness falls over you. The cat sounds happy. Nonsensically, you wonder where the yarn has gone, but there's really no need to worry about it. The cat seems content with the next best thing. Yeah. Ending 11 at the end of your rope. Oh, that's fun. That's fun. That's fun. Okay, let's make another... do something with the cat. Was there... play, feed... Was there more play alternatives? I think there was. Hide and seek. Let's try hide and seek. What about hide and seek? You're not quite sure how this is going to work. Can a cat even understand the concept of a game? Let alone one with rules like hide and seek. Here, just... You pick up the cat and turn them away from you before hiding behind the armchair. You're almost certain the cat must have turned and looked while you were hiding. Out of confusion at least, if nothing else. Yummy. Look at that little cutie. Regardless, a few moments later, the cat cautiously peeks around the armchair at you, eyes curious. You smile and scoop it up, holding out in front of you. You found me, you win. The cat looks confused, but pleased at your praise. This time you put it on the armchair so it can see your hiding spot, so it can't see your hiding spot as easily. You dash over to the kitchen, hiding behind the counter. It takes a little longer this time for the cat to find you. This time, when it does, it startles you by hopping down into your lap from the countertop above. Whoa! You found me again. Okay, you win. You reward it with little scratches behind the ears and under the chin when it leans into your touch. Aww. Okay, why don't you give it a try? You go and stand in the middle of the living room, the cat following you. You make a show of covering your eyes and turning around. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. You turn around to see the cat is gone. Huh? You sure catch on quick. There aren't that many places available in your apartment for someone your size to hide. But without the opposable thumbs needed to open the closed doors in the hall, the cat will have its limits too. Fair game. Okay, now where to look? Ooh, let's save that. Let's look in the living room. You look behind the couch. You look behind the couch and the armchair. Then under the coffee table. Nothing. The living room is pretty sparse when it comes to furniture after all. Okay. Kitchen. You peek around the counter. Grab a chair and check on top of the fridge. You even open the cupboards along the floor just in case the cat managed to squeeze inside. Nothing. You decide that's for the best. The kitchen is for making food, not playing games. Hallway. You peek around the corner into the hall. Nothing. You're not sure what you were expecting. With all the doors closed, there's nowhere in the hall for the cat to hide. You couldn't find the cat anywhere. You start to get a little worried when you hear a soft sound coming from the hall. You head to the hall and listen again. Scratch, scratch. That sounded like it was coming from your bedroom, but you walk down the hall to your room and gingerly, I don't think I've heard that word before, gingerly open the door. The cat trots out and runs around your legs and meowing insistently. It looks disappointed somehow. Perhaps in your apparent subpar seeking skills. But you lift the cat into your arms and look at your bedroom door. How did you get in my room? You know the door was closed, right? The cat wriggles out of your hold and runs out of the hall. You follow to see it sitting in the middle of the living room. Upon seeing you, the cat promptly turns around. Guess it wants to take its turn seeking? You're about to indulge it by hiding around the counter again when... The lights. Did the power go out? Darn it. As you wait for your eyes to adjust to the darkness, you notice that the cat hasn't moved an inch. Was it scared? Hey, are you... What? For some reason, your heart starts beating faster. You consider going over to the cat. But when you do, the thought makes you feel... You feel like your life is in danger. You need to hide. Now. Oh, it's counting down. You can't see it because behind my face it's 100 seconds. Behind the armchair, behind the kitchen counter, hide in the hall closet, bathroom, hide in your bedroom. Hide in the bathroom? Oh, let's save just for fun. Bathroom. You quietly rush into the bathroom and... Why is the door locked? You freeze upon realizing how much noise you just made, jostling the doorknob and hold your breath, listening. Silence coming from the living room feels heavier than before, more restless. Even if some miracle opened the door now, it would know exactly where you were. No good. Oh no. Hide. Get out of the apartment? You look at the door and see several more locks. Over than you know you have. You peek over at the cat. It's not looking at you, but you feel a wave of disappointment practically pouring into you. It feels almost like a warning. You back away from the door and the feeling slowly subsides, letting you breathe again. There's no getting out then. You need to hide. Ooh. Behind the armchair. That's too close. It would find you immediately. Kitchen counter. You've hidden there before and that didn't work. Okay. Hallway closet. 10, 9, 8, 7. You quietly slip into the hallway closet. The door won't close because it's heavy box blocking it after you're squeezed inside. If you try to move further... How disappointing. What? You failed. Try again. Yes. Okay, 199. What? Hall. Just in the hall? There's nowhere to hide in the hall. What? Sit on the couch. Were you joking? Like hell. Stop messing around and find a place to hide. I've tried all of these, haven't I? Hallway closet. The door won't close because a heavy box is now blocking it. Well, it won't work. You need to hide somewhere else. Hurry. What? Bedroom? Rush into the bedroom, carefully closing the door. The only place to hide in your bedroom is your closet. Hide in the closet. You lock the door as quietly as you can before lunging into the closet and sliding the door shut. The counting stopped. As soon as you've secured yourself inside the closet, there's a sudden shift throughout the entire apartment. As if something can sense that you're as ready as you'll ever be. As if it can sense that you're ready to be hunted. A horrible chill runs down your spine as you realize that what this game has become. This isn't a simple game of hide and seek anymore. This is being hunted by a predator as prey. It never really mattered where you chose to hide, did it? As if in answer to your question, you hear a loud slam on the bedroom door. You just managed to hold back from making a startled noise at the sound. Your heart rate kicks up again, making it feel hard to breathe quietly. Hard to breathe in general. Tears fill your eyes as you cover your panting mouth with your shaking hands. It knows. It knows. Crying with your hands over your mouth, trying to smother the choked sounds leaking out of you, you slide down the wall at the back of your closet into a heap on the floor. You flinch harshly at the sound of the door being ripped off its hinges, followed by a loud crash against the wall on the other side of the room, like the door had been blown away. The silence that follows is almost too much to bear. You can't sob. A single sob escapes through your nose. You squeeze your eyes shut in defeat and how loud it sounds in the quiet of the room. Not much point in hiding it anymore anyway, is there? You instinctively put whatever energy you have left into listening for footsteps, even as you emotionally shut down, but you hear nothing. 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 Then, something slides open the closet door. You've curled in on yourself, knees up, back curved forward, head down, mouth covered, eyes shut tight, so tight it hurts. You don't want to look. You don't want to look, but that's what it's waiting for. It won't end you without its final act of cruelty, of making you look at it before it takes your life. It's so cruel. You just want this to be over. So you open your eyes. You see, oh my God, so creepy. Something glaring in at you from the darkness beyond the closet door. It looks disappointed. In the moment before you draw your last breath, you almost consider apologizing for being such an unworthy prey. I guess your hiding skills were just as subpar as your seeking skills. Ending 13, disappointing prey. Oh, I love that. That was the hiding thing. Oh, we don't need to do that again. Because all this, I think all the hiding stuff led to the same ending. But do something with the cat. We still have more to do. Jesus. Like what? We're done with the playing, aren't we? I think we tried all of the play thingies. Yeah, so let's pet the cat. It's not every day you have access to a cute, fluffy animal. What else is there to do but pet it to your heart's content? You sit on the floor in your living room and click your tongue to call the cat over. No, the cat dashes over to you, immediately climbing into your lap. Poor thing, you just want some attention, don't you? All right. You carefully pet the cat. A rub behind the ear, a scratch under the chin, a smooth sweep along the back. No. Good? You keep petting the cat in your lap, enjoying this bonding time together. But the cat starts to get restless after a while. Okay, let's save here. We can save over this thing. Overwrite. Keep petting, or let's do something else. Let's try keep petting. That does not sound promising. You're not quite ready to stop. You feel so calm. The repetitive action soothing your usually overworking mind. Keep petting. The cat leans away from you from your next head pat. It's trying to get out of your lap. Okay, I'm gonna keep petting. That's probably an ending right there. When you scratch under the cat's chin, it bites at your finger. You might be bleeding, but really it barely hurts. More of a warning than anything. Let the cat go, dude. The cat struggles in your hold. Oh my god, it's watching you closely. Keep petting. The other thing was, seriously, let's do something else. You keep petting the cat. Yeah, we're asking for it now. Chomp. Yeah, we were definitely asking for that. Oof. The cat bites off your finger. It hurts. You're definitely bleeding now, but for some reason, you just can't stop. You don't know what it is. Its fur is so much softer than you realized. You'd think that you would be shining in the faint light of your living room. It's as if the darkness of the cat's black coat is sucking in all the illumination around it, rendering it completely null. You're drawn to it, like you're somehow holding a deep, dark abyss right in your lap. It seems calmer now, munching on your severed finger. The stump between your thumb and middle finger is leaking. But you keep petting. You fret that your blood will ruin its fur, but the cat no longer seems to mind. Time passes. It's dark out now. Soft as the fur is, your palm has started to feel raw. Your palm has started to feel raw and damp under the constant friction from your petting. You think faintly that maybe you've had enough. Oh my God. Maybe, huh? You start to lift your hand from the cat. Then in a flash, your entire hand is separated from your wrist. It flops onto your lap beside the cat. The cat's claws on his front right paw glisten with crimson liquid. You don't feel it for a moment, but your body tenses, anticipating the pain as you blankly watch the cat lick at the bloody palm of your severed hand. Ha! It hurts. It really, really hurts. Then the cat looks up at you and you feel compelled to keep petting. You're reluctant, but you're also afraid of what will happen if you don't heed the call. What will you lose next if you try to resist again? You were hurt for your insistent petting earlier, yet now you've been hurt for trying to stop? It defies all logic, but that's what scares you. There's no reasoning with such fickle whims. You feebly try to raise your uninjured hand to pet the cat, but it stiffens, golden eyes glinting dangerously. Well, all right then. You raise your bleeding stump and resume your petting to the best of your ability. Oh my God. Oh. Mm-hmm. You pet. And you bleed. You pet. And you bleed. You pet. And you bleed. You pet. You. Personal boundaries. Oh, that's so awesome. I love that. Okay. Let's go back to when we can do something else instead of keep petting. Okay, so that we're done with the pet cat. Feed cat. Let's try feed cat then. The cat looks hungry, so you decide to feed it. You're regretting not stopping for food earlier, as you don't have much left. Grocery shopping day is tomorrow, after all. You head to the kitchen and click your tongue, ensuring the cat follows after you. It leaps nimbly onto the kitchen counter and watches as you search for meal options. Let's see. You find some things you expect. A can of tuna in the pantry, some leftover meatloaf in the fridge, and... what's that? You realize there's a tightly sealed Tupperware on the bottom shelf of the fridge. You don't recognize it. A foul odor is leaking from the container. Whatever's inside can't be safe for human consumption. Ugh. But the cat seems excited about it, practically salivating over it. Still, you're the caretaker here. You're the one who needs to decide what's the best to feed a hungry cat. So you'll feed it. Okay, well, we'll need to save that. Tuna, meatloaf, or mystery food? Mystery food is the most exciting one, maybe. Let's try the tuna first. Cats like fish, right? Tuna should be good for a cat. Shrugging, you take out the tuna for the cat and the meatloaf for yourself. You put the frankly ominous container back in the fridge. The cat looks a little disappointed. Tough. You'll need to dispose of that weird whatever it is later. You open the tuna and spoon it onto a small saucer. You put the saucer on the kitchen counter next to the cat. You don't think you should be encouraging it to eat up there, but you figure it'll make up for electing not to feed it the toxic goop it wanted. The cat looks like it finds the tuna acceptable. You'll take it. Eat up, kitty. As the cat digs into its meal, you go about heating up the meatloaf in the microwave. While setting the time, you hear a hiccup. Huh? You turn and see that the plate is completely empty. Whoa, that was quick. You need to pace yourself. What the? You watch, baffled, as the cat continues to hiccup, causing like bubbles to float out of its mouth? Okay, that's okay. You can process this. It's not completely out of the realm of what's possible, right? Right. Best not to think too hard about it. Soon enough, the room is full of the floating bubbles. The cat realizes a final tiny bubble before yawning and paying down. Jesus, I can't read. The cat releases a final tiny bubble before yawning and laying down right there on the counter. Well, glad you enjoyed it. The bubbles haven't left the room or popped. They seem to be pretty resilient. Wait, what? What's that? As one of the bubbles floats closer to you, you see that there is actually something inside it. It's a fish. A tiny, furry fish. This is just getting weirder and weirder. Still, you can't help but marvel at the impossible wonder in front of you. You lift a hand. You extend a finger towards the bubble. Carefully press it against the surface. The little fish inside lashes out, viciously sinking tiny fangs into your finger. It doesn't really hurt that much at first, but then... Ow! What? Pain starts to climb from your finger to the rest of your hand, past your wrist. Could it be some kind of venom? You fling your arm around in an attempt to dislodge the fish, but... You accidentally knock your arm into several of the bubbles floating around. More tiny ravenous fish latch onto your flesh. You stumble back out of pain in a sudden bout of dizziness, only to bump into more bubbles. More fish digging their teeth into your back. It hurts. You're getting dizzy. You've got to get out. You deliriously try to stumble out of the kitchen. But the entire room is filled with the deadly bubbles. By the time you collapse to the ground, you're absolutely covered in tiny, angry, biting fish. Your legs, your torso, your arms, your face. The pain is unbearable. You can feel it in your skin and your teeth and your eyes and your hair, and it's so consuming you can't even feel yourself convulsing or crying. You don't black out. Your eyes are still rolling up into your skull when you gasp out your last breath. Ending a fish out of water. That's fun. Oh, I love these. This is so much fun. Let's try one of the other things then. Try feeding it meatloaf. You get the feeling the cat won't be too impressed with anything that comes out of a can. And you're not about to feed it whatever the heck that toxic looking sludge is. So it's settled. A tuna sandwich for you and leftover meatloaf for your feline guest. You ignore the cat's disappointed meows as you put the weird container back in the fridge to dispose of later. You warm up the meatloaf in the microwave. Warm meatloaf even, Oh God. You place You place the now warm meatloaf on a saucer next to the cat on the counter. You don't think you should be encouraging it to eat up there, but you figure it'll make up for electing not to feed it the toxic goop it wanted. The cat looks like it finds the meatloaf interesting. Works for you. Eat up, kitty. As the cat digs into its meal, you go about searching for some bread for your tuna sandwich. You're so distracted by your search that you only just barely hear splat. Huh? You turn around and see that the meatloaf has only one, maybe 2 bites taken out of it. But more alarmingly, there seems to be a red trail of something leading away from where the cat had been sitting and off the edge of the counter towards the living room. Is that blood? You jump at the strange sound coming from around the corner, further into your apartment. You attempt to steel your nerves. Taking a breath, you walk around the counter to head into the living room. You stepped in something warm and wet and red. You resist the urge to vomit and step away from the trail of. You follow the trail into the living room and see that it leads into the hall. It's getting louder. It's definitely in the hall. You feel like you can hear your heartbeat. You hope whatever is in the hall can't. Your body shakes as you feel yourself step forward and forward and forward and forward. You peek around the corner. Nothing? There's nothing there. What? You walk further into the hall and see that the trail leads all the way down to the end of it. But there's nothing there. You don't quite feel relief, but at least plop. You feel something wet and warm drip onto your cheek. Something very warm. You swipe your shaking hand across it and pull it back to see your fingers covered in something. Ugh. Oh, what the hell? You look up and see what can only be described as meat. The entire ceiling of the hallway is covered in a thick and undulating, writhing layer of pulsing meat. At its center, a single glowing eyeball frantically rolling around in every direction. Until it lands squarely on you. You try to take a step back, desperate to escape the hallway, to escape this thing. But before you can even scream, meaty tendrils shoot out and grab you. No! Let me go! They pull you up and up into a pair of slowly opening jaws. And then chomp. Ending 9, leftovers. Nice. I like that. Let's now try the mystery food. Is this really a good idea? Oh, fine. I guess if this is what you want, you open the container and you just barely manage to keep from throwing up, but just barely. The stench is overwhelming. Ugh. Yeah, give me a minute. You hazard a look at the contents of the container, but you honestly can't understand what you're supposed to be looking at. Everything is just mashed together. What exactly everything consists of is a mystery you're more than happy to keep unsolved. Different shapes, different sizes, different textures. Not the color though, all of the same color. The most unfortunate looking shade of gray you've ever seen, tinted with a nauseatingly wet green film over the top. Ugh. Am I supposed to warm it up, or you don't really know how to serve it? Any utensil or plate that touches it is getting thrown out immediately. No exceptions. Your hands are going to be scrubbed with soap and hot water to within an inch of their lives after this. You decide against putting this crap in your microwave. You doubt it would taste or smell any better warm. Not wanting to hold it anymore, you shake your head and practically toss the container next to the cat on the counter. The cat enthusiastically dives for the toxic-looking sludge, sniffing it as if savoring the scent. You turn to the fridge and close it. You've lost your appetite. You're about to head to the bathroom to wash your hands for the next hour or so when... Ow! A sharp pain on your foot causes you to stumble. You catch yourself on the kitchen sink and look down to see what the tip of your sock is red. And the red is still slowly spreading to the rest of your sock. Are you bleeding? You quickly reach down and pull off your sock to see the damage. Your middle toe is gone? Just gone. Just a stump is left in its place, steadily leaking blood into the floor. You clumsily step back as if it would help to get away from what you were seeing. The blood trail simply follows your movements. 911. You have to call 911. Phone, where's the... Whilst your tongue is... What's happening to me? You slowly look over to find the cat still eating, completely unbothered by your suffering. Munch, munch, munch. Not bothering to try and stop the blood from dripping out of your mouth. You keep watching in a daze as the cat happily chews at a gross piece of... Wait, you look more closely at the mystery food in the cat's jaws. It looks vaguely familiar. It looks like a tongue? Munch, gulp. Before you can even think to do anything to stop it, the cat dives into the container again and bites into the piece. I didn't get to read it, but something. You collapse onto the floor, clutching your torso. You writhe around on the blood-streaked tiles, crying. Something inside you just... Blood pours out from the deep within you. Whatever that was felt important. And now it's probably gone too. It hurts. It hurts so much. You weakly try to reach up to the cat from the counter above you. Your vision blurs from the effort, from the pain, from your tears, from... Ugh. Your eyes. Your eyes. You fall limply back to the floor. You're leaking blood all over, from all over. Your foot, your mouth, your insides, your eye sockets. Jesus. My neighbor is moving stuff all around up there. You can feel your life fading away too. That's fine. If it means not feeling the pain of losing another part of you, then hopefully the cat will take its time eating your eyeballs and give you time to just. Ending 10. You are what you eat. What? But that is so weird though. Like, how did that happen? Oh, that's so bizarre. So we tried all the food thingies now. Let's try, like what? Feed. So we did feed, we did pet, we did play. Now let's try clean cat. Upon giving it a second look, you realize that the cat isn't exactly clean. Not surprising, since until you brought it home, it's been sitting in a dirty old box in an alley full of scattered garbage for who knows how long. You've heard that cats can keep themselves clean, but maybe this one is one of those times that a little human help couldn't hurt. You head into the bathroom and set things up, trying to remember how to wash a cat. You're definitely no expert, but you think the best way to get a cat clean would be... let's try and save this. Quickly. Cats don't like water, you think. So a quick wash would be the way to go, right? You decide to do everything at once, filling the tub deep with soapy, bubbly, warm water. A quick dunk here, a short scrubbing there, then a rinse and dry. The cat won't even know what hit it before everything is over. You open the door and click your tongue, beckoning the cat inside. It quickly scampers in, curious of the newly available setting. I love this music, it's so cute. You close the door so it won't be able to run out and make a mess of the apartment. Steeling yourself, you roll up your sleeves. You lift up the cat and carry it over to the tub. Your plan's already compromised as the cat starts to struggle in your hold. You probably should have held it so it couldn't see the water. Oh, hey. It scratches at your arms. You knew it wouldn't be happy about the water, but you didn't think it'd be this irate. Still, as mad as it is, as mad as it will be at you for a little while, you know it's for the best. A deep scratch to your bicep startles you, making you drop the cat into the tub. Oh. Shoot. Kitty? The cat doesn't re-emerge, hissing and growling like you thought it would. You rush over and dunk your arms beneath the soapy surface, searching for the cat. What if it bumped its head and blacked out? It would drown. But you don't find the cat. Instead, what the? You watch as the water starts to darken. At first, you think it's just dirt from the cat and feel a little vindicated about your decision, but the water darkens further and further until it looks like you've filled your tub with black ink rather than water. Even the soap bubbles are translucent obsidian now. Sounds really awesome if you ask me. Something's not right. But as soon as you have this thought, whoa, you just felt something tugging you from under the water. You try to pull away, but your arm won't budge. Whatever it is, it pulls you closer towards the water. You try to use your free hand to release the drain plug. But when you dunk your other arm in the water without thinking, it's grabbed too. Both hands restrained. You can't get any leverage to force yourself free. Hell. Splash. You're dragged into the murky waters of the tub. You're dragged down and down and down further still. Much farther than it should be possible for your bathtub. You can't breathe. You think you can see either, but as you draw your final breath, no, I didn't, yeah. Something resting deep, deep down below. Something waiting for you. Bath hater. Ending 14. Let's try carefully do the bath. I'm wondering if it will end differently or it will be the same ending. You think careful is the way to go. Cats aren't always fond of water, so you doubt it'll be a fan of an excessive amount of it. So you pick the cat up and place it gently in the sink before turning on the water. The cat is startled, but ultimately doesn't try to run away. Nice. No. You lather your hands with some soap and carefully give the cat a thorough half-scrub, half-massage. After a few minutes, you rinse the cat completely and gather it up in a blanket, drying it. Then you take a brush and carefully run it through the cat's fur. Aww. The cat seems like it's in heaven as you brush it. Some hairs are sticking to it, but you don't mind. In fact, quite a lot of fur is sticking to you. You try to brush it away, but it won't come off. Guess you're up next for a bath yourself. You try to ignore the fur and finish with the cat quickly, but more hair keeps sticking on you. Your hands, your arms. Before you realize it, they're covered in fur that won't come off. It's thick enough that you try to just yank it off, but... Ow, what? Pain lances through the spot you tugged at. Upon closer inspection, you see that the hair is growing out of you. You can actually feel it now. Full fur growing out of your back, your neck, your face, your eyes, your tongue. It's even growing inside your throat. Ugh. As you collapse and start to choke in the thickening fur of your esophagus, the cat leans up to lap at the fur growing on your forehead, grooming your hair as thoroughly as you did for it earlier. You think it'd be sweet if you weren't currently losing air. Still, feels nice at least, to be looked after and cared for in some way, even if it's just for a little while longer. The cat careful grooming is the last thing you feel before you're no longer able to breathe. Ending 15, self-care buddies. That's kind of cute though. I mean, suffocating to death is probably not so nice, but you know, we've had worse endings to this game. So that was So have we done all the things? No? Yeah, we have. On second thought. So let's try do something alone. Like what? Clean apartment, watch a movie, take a nap. I mean, this this game is going to take a long time. This is a long game, dudes. But let's do another one. This is fun. I really like it. Let's try to clean the apartment. You decide that even if it's your day off, that doesn't mean you should be completely unproductive. You know you have a guest and all, but you really shouldn't put off your chores. Best to get them done while you're in the mood to do so. So for now, you get dressed, roll up your sleeves, and get to work on cleaning the apartment. At least you try to. You sweep the living room. You wipe the kitchen counter. You don't make your bed, but who actually does that anyway? Still, you notice that no matter how much you clean up, you keep finding more messes than when you started. You peek over at the cat. You suspect that it might be the culprit behind this mystery, but every time you rush to check on it, or catch it in the act, you always find it napping in the living room. You keep cleaning, but the cat, or something, keeps leaving more and more mess in its wake. Let's save that one. And keep cleaning. You keep cleaning, but there's just more mess, and more, and more. When you finally stop and look around you, you don't even recognize your home anymore. There's piles of junk everywhere. Do you even own this much stuff? You don't even remember ever buying or receiving most of it. The piles tower over you. You feel claustrophobic. The stench of garbage is overwhelming, despite your hands feeling raw from all the cleaner fluid you've been using. Your eyes still burn from the bleach. You need some air. You need to get out of here. You hear a crash and see a teacup you're certain you don't own smashed on the floor. You look up and see the cat perched on a teetering pile of china and kitchen appliances. It carefully nudges another teacup from the pile, sending it careening to the ground. But you don't even flinch as it shatters. Instead, you start to chuckle. Hey. Suddenly you're laughing. It's so hilarious. Ha ha ha. That tears start running down your face. I knew it was you. You did this, didn't you? You pick up the largest piece of ceramic from the broken teacups, didn't you? And throw it at the cat. The cat dodges by leaping off the pile. The pile sways. Oh. It's falling. It's falling towards you. You can't move. You're buried. The pile fell on top of you. Broken shards of fine china and sharp utensils are piercing your skin, your organs. Your bones feel loose and limp, crushed under the heavy appliances. Warm liquid pools under you. With the last of your strength, you listen as the cat pads over to you before laying down and purring sleepily. Yeah, a nap sounds pretty good. Ending 1. A not so clean getaway. Nice. How many endings do we have? 11 out of 40. Oh my god. That's crazy. So many endings. I love the artwork though. It's so cute. Let's try this. Keep cleaning and now catch cat in the act. Let's see what happens. How are you supposed to finish cleaning up if this little imp is making a menace of itself? No, you know the cat is a culprit. You consider locking it up in the bathroom, at least until you clean the rest of the apartment. But it just doesn't seem fair when you don't actually have any proof. You need to investigate this further. You need proof, not just for the sake of your sanity, but more importantly for the sake of cleanliness. You start to clean again and peek behind you, catching mere glimpses of a paw, hair, and a tail there. But as with earlier, when you rush back to the living room, the cat is still sleeping. Okay, you want to play, cat? Then let's play. This time you decide to try a trap, one your feline friend won't be able to resist. You tackle the kitchen island counter and give it the works. It's glistening by the time you're done. It's so clean. You'd dropkick anyone who would even thought of eating off of it. The perfect trap for your little cleaning saboteur. You whistle innocently as you exit the room and hide around the corner of the entryway to the hall. From the angle you're at, you have a perfect view of the cat and the island counter. There's no way you won't catch the culprit in the act now. If it really isn't the cat, maybe you'll give it a treat as an apology for your suspicions. But as you deliberate, if you should stop by the grocery store to get some fish, the cat starts to shift. Its back that was rising and falling evenly moments ago is now rippling in small tremors like an agitated wave on a black sea. It's shuddering. It's bubbling. It's bulging. What? What the hell? You gape in disbelief as another cat bursts out of the still sleeping feline you'd taken home with you. You're fairly certain that's not how cats give birth. But more importantly, you watch cat number 2 shake itself off before leaping up onto the counter, rolling around on top of it, and leaving fur and grime in its wake. Probably should have given it a bath earlier. You feel like your mind is lagging behind the reality of the discovery you've just made, but you don't seem capable of thinking beyond smaller observations. For example, though the hows and whys of what you're witnessing elude you, the more pertinent question that strikes you is that if the original cat is still sleeping and the clone cat is busy making yet another mess, then where are all the other clones? Suddenly, the 2 cats look directly at you in perfect unison. Their eyes pin you to the spot with their intensity. But you realize with the familiar sinking feeling of being watched from behind that they're not the only ones looking at you. You slowly turn around. Packed in the hall behind you, from the floor to the ceiling, is a living, breathing, writhing wall of cats, of clones, all piled up on top of each other. The glowing golden eyes of every cat in the undulating wall of pure black fur, every single eye is strained on you. Out of fear and sheer desperate need to distance yourself from this blight of unreality and order, you take a single step back. And in response, the wall just breaks. The cats all stampeding over you or something. It'd be kind of cute if their soft paws weren't hiding claws as sharp as knives. You try to protect yourself, but there's just too many of them. Blood leaks steadily from your scratches. You feel dizzy. With that little strength you have, you turn your head and watch as the cats tear through carpet and upholstery, knock over vases and dishes and lamps, claw at the walls. It's going to take forever to clean this up, you think. Maybe you'll tackle it again later, right after you take a short nap. With an annoyed sigh, you breathe your last breath. Ending 2, double trouble. Oh, it's fun. Oh. What happened? Oh. Yeah, do some. No. Oh, wait, no. What? I was gonna load. Whoa, what's going on here? I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was just so tired of everything. Not you, never you. But I couldn't be the person you deserve, couldn't ever hope to be. You were so amazing, smart and talented, independent. You shined. But in comparison, damn it. So stupid. So worthless. But when it approached me, it didn't tell me what it wanted me. It needed me. Maybe that's what I wanted all along. Wanting could be so fleeting, but to be needed? There was nothing I wouldn't give to have someone tell me that I mattered to them, that they needed me. You're walking. Right, of course. It's the first time in a while that you felt like going out. And you're actually glad that you did. The weather is absolutely perfect today. It's a good sign, right? So we're back at the start? We are actually back at the start. I don't know. Do something alone. Like what? Clean, watch a movie. We can try watch a movie this time. You're not tired enough for a nap, but you're too lazy to get startled. You're too lazy to get started on any of your chores. I'm sorry, my brain is getting tired of all this reading in a foreign language. So you decide to watch a movie. You get dressed in your favorite pajamas, make some popcorn with an obscene amount of butter, and head over to your armchair. Aw, only to discover that the cat is already napping in it. You frown a little in thought. Your couch isn't at the best angle for optimal TV viewing pleasure, and you don't feel like pushing it around and having to put it back later. The only options you have left are to sit on the floor or move the cat and reclaim your throne. I think we're saving that. Which one is this? Cool. Yeah, that was the bathing one. We can move that. Try sit on the floor. You decide to sit on the floor. The cat is a guest after all, and you pride yourself on being a good host if nothing else. Well, at least you would if you'd never had any guests over before. You grab a blanket and some pillows and make a comfy nest in front of the chair. You pop in a random movie from your collection and can tell instantly that it's one of your favorite horror films. You've seen it a few times already, but it never fails to get your blood pumping. A few minutes in and you're already invested, getting reacquainted with the story and characters. The scares won't come until later, but for some reason you feel like something is watching you from behind. You know it's probably nothing, but you feel compelled to check anyway. You peek over your shoulder, only to jump out of your skin, jostling a few pieces of popcorn out of the bowl in your lap. The cat is awake and looking right at you. You take a calming breath, recovering from your heart nearly lurching out of your chest, and immediately feel foolish. It was just a cat, of course. It was so quiet you'd forgotten it was right behind you. I even thought it's the whole reason you're sitting on the floor in the first place, even though it's the whole reason. You shakily pick up the remote, intending to rewind some of the parts you missed. However, as soon as you press the rewind button, the TV shuts off. You blink, confused. Nothing else turned off. The kitchen's dimmed light was still on. The digital clock was still glowing, and the movie player was still rewinding. The power clearly didn't go out, so why? You feel a chill run down your spine as you catch the cat's reflection in the dark TV screen. It's still looking at you? Cats stare, silly. It's kind of their thing, right? And you're a new addition to its life. Of course, it's going to study you closely to see if you're trustworthy. As you mentally reassure yourself, you turn the TV back on. What? The TV is on, but the movie isn't what's playing on the screen. It's you? You watch yourself frown on screen as you feel your brow furrow in tandem. It's like footage of you in real time, like you're being recorded. You feel the familiar sensation of your mind focusing on small details to avoid the bigger picture of your current situation. Avoiding the questions of how this is happening, of who or what is doing this, and why. Suddenly your mirrored self smiles and waves at you, all on its own. You don't wave back, too stunned to move. The you on the screen doesn't seem to mind, though. It then stands up. It walks out of frame, and a terrified yell rips out of your mouth before you can think of to stifle it. On the screen in the chair is the cat, but it's wrong. It's become a large swollen mass of black fur, its twitching pulse arrhythmical with its slow, almost methodical breaths. its mouth a yawning entrance to a black abyss framed by a set of teeth that look very, very sharp. Glowing eyes bulge all over its body. It's still looking at you. It doesn't even acknowledge your on-screen persona as they walk back into frame and pet it, almost lovingly. Then you, inside the TV, touches one of the cat's fangs. You flinch at a sudden sharp pain in your palm. You look down and sure enough, your hand is bleeding. You're not particularly afraid of blood, but for some reason the sight of it leaking out of you sends another chill down your back. A thought, clear and terrible, flashes across your mind. It's not just the mutated cat in the TV that's watching you, is it? Don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you, don't look behind you. You watch helplessly as your on-screen self smiles and nods at you, almost encouragingly. They stand in front of the cat's gaping jaws. They look into the dark depths, and as you're torn between the horrifying realization of what's about to happen and the gripping wonder of what they see looking back at them from that deep, deep darkness, they jump in. Darkness is a sudden presence all around you, pressing in, holding you down, and yet you somehow also feel weightless. You can't tell if you're falling, but it doesn't feel like you're laying down or standing either. You feel warm. You feel cold. You feel everything. You feel nothing. You feel nothing. Ending 3, silent film. Wow. Should we do a few more? I'm not gonna do all the 40 endings. That's just too much. But let's do a couple more, shall we? Do something alone. Oh no, wait. Actually, yeah, we need to watch a movie. Reclaim your throne. We didn't do that last time. Last time we sat on the floor, so let's try reclaim your throne. That's not going to go well, is it? You square your shoulders. Sorry, kitty, but that's my spot. You pick up the cat and place it on the floor. It's clearly upset with you. When you try to pet it as an apology, it dodges your hand and scampers away. You shrug and put up a random movie before nestling into your chair. It's some horror film that you've loved to heckle from beginning to end. Nothing but an endless string of pointless jump scares. Did the writers not know the meaning of the word subtle? What was that? Was that the bathroom? The cat must have gotten into the medicine cabinet or knocked something over. Calming your thundering heart with a deep breath, you pause the movie and get up to investigate. Whoa! The cat dashes between your legs from the hall. Fleeing the scene only makes you look guiltier, you know? You're even more reluctant to see the damage now. You just want to relax and watch your bad horror movie. You go to the bathroom and turn on the light. Just as you thought, all the stuff in your medicine cabinet is scattered on the tiles. You sigh. At least none of it looks broken or damaged. You crouch down to pick everything up. Click. Did the door just close? Did you bump it when you crouched down, or? Well, at least the cat can't come in and make more of a mess this way. The lights. Didn't you just replace the bulbs? They weren't faulty, were they? You never remembered to hold down your to hold on to your receipts for a situation like this. You doubt you'll be able to get your money back. You stand up. You shake out the pain in your knees from crouching and open up your medicine cabinet. Carefully, you place everything back where they belong, making sure nothing is missing. You close the cabinet. Whoa. You jump back, slamming against the wall, covering your mouth. You look back up at the mirror in the middle and the medicine cabinet door to see nothing. Nothing? What the hell? Something was... You know you saw something just now. You know you did, right? Oh. You saw something. You rush out of the bathroom and slam the door behind you without looking. You enter the hall and... No. No, 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 no. You shield yourself with your arms and... Nothing. Again. You peek through your fingers and see... just your usual hallway. You don't feel very good. You need to sit down. You carefully make your way back to the dark living room, trying not to overwhelm your senses any more than you already have. Maybe you should watch something a little more lighthearted, or just lie down instead. You don't know. It's a little hard to think. You just need to sit down. Stumbling forward, you reach your chair. But... It's nothing at all. Just a cat sitting back in your chair again, looking up at you curiously. But it's enough. Your heart lurched so harshly out of a mixture of fear and anticipation that it completely gives out. Your eyes roll up into your skull. You feel yourself falling back. You're dead before you even hit the ground. Ending 4. Real subtle. Okay. What about you definitely saw something instead of saw something? Oh. Okay, I'm thinking this might be just the same. Yeah. Yeah, that was just the same. So that was watching a movie. Take a nap. I'm thinking this will be the last branch we're doing today. I'm getting really tired in my voice. You're a little tired from the events of the day. Making life-changing choices, like committing to the responsibility of caring for another living creature, really wears you out. You could definitely use a nap. You head to your room and get dressed in your pajamas before you decide to grab a glass of water from the kitchen. You head back to your bedroom, ready for a much-needed nap. Whoa. Only for the cat to race past you through the open door and jump on the middle of the bed. It takes its time kneading at the sheets before settling down and closing its eyes. Aww. Well, that was fast. You frown thoughtfully. Now that your mind's on it, you find yourself really craving a nap in your own bed. There's no way you're settling for sleeping on the couch. Certainly not the armchair. Which means you should... We have some options here. Move the cat, sleep next to the cat, or do something else. No, let's move the cat. You tentatively nudge the cat in an attempt to make it move on its own. It doesn't budge in the slightest. Keep trying. This is your bed. You push a little more firmly this time. The cat sounds annoyed with you. Move the cat. Again, you will sleep in your own bed. The cat opens one yellow eye and slides it up to look at you. Is its voice a little deeper than before? Move the cat. Move the cat. Seriously, last chance, you really want to do this? Yes, we want to move the cat. We're asking for it though. You move forward, ready to shove the cat with all your might. You're thrown back by some invisible force and crash into the dresser before falling to the ground. Wind knocked out of you. You look up in a daze. You don't quite comprehend what it is you're seeing. A strong, swirling wind has picked up, throwing items all over the place, as if a miniature hurricane had just taken form in your room. And right there, in the center of it all, is the cat, hovering in the air above the bed, its eyes open, glowing like molten lava. You watch as a vortex rips open in the center of your bed, and panic as the swirling winds turns into a vacuum, dragging you towards the bed. Ugh, your nails and your nails catch and tear as you desperately try to cling to the carpet, the floorboards, and any and every piece of furniture within your reach. Bloody fingers slipping clumsy on every surface. But there's nothing you can do. As you touch the vortex, your body starts to disintegrate. Tiny particles of your body separating and floating into nothing. The last thing you see is the cat landing nimbly on the bed and kneading at your sheets before it curls up and falls back asleep. Ending 5. Do not disturb. Move the cat. That was move the cat. Let's try sleep next to cat. That is definitely what I would do. You shrug. What's the harm in sharing the bed, right? You both have had a long day after all. You try to carefully avoid jostling the cat as you lay down, but it immediately scoots over and curls up against you anyway. You smile. Sweet dreams. The end. You feel like you slept for a long time. You feel a warm weight on your back. But you don't... Oh, mystery solved then. You feel comfortable? You consider getting up. But as soon as the thought enters your head, your mind fills with static and a deep sense of disapproval? Not yet then. Okay. The cat, jostled by your attempts at movement, kneads painfully at your back before settling down again and falling back asleep. You fall back into slumber too. It's night. You want to get up. Ugh. Claws dig into your back like a warning. Tomorrow then, right? It's morning. You'll be late for work. But the cat doesn't budge. But you don't even try to get up this time. You just close your eyes and drift off again. It's the next day. Since the last several days. Or has it been weeks? Or longer? You're not quite sure. You're hungry. You don't know how long you've been lying down. You feel sore on your back, but also your stomach, your arms, your face, everywhere. You can't remember your last meal, the last time you drank anything. You've been sleeping all this time, but you feel exhausted, more tired than you think you've ever felt in your life. It feels like a giant hand is pressing you onto the bed. You can't remember the last time you even considered moving, but somehow you know that you need to go back to sleep anyway. Everything will be fine if you just go back to sleep. You think you're hallucinating when the cat finally stirs. It stretches languidly before hopping off your back. Languidly? I don't think I've seen that word before. You hear its feet padding through you hear its feet padding through your still open bedroom door. Its steps fading down the hall. You don't open your eyes. You don't move. You're afraid you don't remember how. You're afraid that the static will return if you try. But you eventually do try. You try to prop yourself up on your arm. It's thinner than you've ever seen it. Thinner than you think would be possible. Crack. The arm snaps under the weight of your body and crumbles to dust on the bed sheets. It doesn't hurt in the slightest, as if even your nerves have dried up and become as useless as you feel in general. Just how long have you been laying in bed? You don't have much time to think about it. Your failed attempt at sitting up sends you tumbling over the side of the bed like a rag doll. But you think you're probably closer to being a ceramic doll, as your body shatters instantly upon impact with the floor. Ouch. Your head rolls towards the door, letting you watch as the rest of your strewn body parts crack and crumble and turn to broken ruin as your consciousness begins to fade. Wow. The cat strolls into view then, poking and prodding at the remains of your brittle limbs. Bad kitty, you try to say. But you think your jaw might have snapped off earlier as well. Almost as if sensing your attention, the cat walks over to you, well, your head at least, and you watch with your final conscious seconds as it lays down, curling its body around you. It feels warm. Well, maybe another nap couldn't hurt. Ending 6, just a cat nap. Oh, that was fun. How many endings did we get? 16 out of 40. I can't even believe there's so many endings. Oh my god, I felt we were quite thorough. Wow, look at this. Huh. Wow, okay. So, still so many endings that we didn't get. Looks like we got all the first 16 endings we got, actually. Oh man, I could keep playing this game forever. It is so fun. That was a lot of fun. I love that game. So simple and so just cute and horrible at the same time. I love it. The game is called Do Not Take This Cat Home. I found it on itch.io. It is, the price is whatever you choose to pay. And yeah, I feel like this was definitely worth my time. It's a fun little game. Definitely worth playing. So yeah, I hope you guys liked it too. Leave me a comment in the comment section about what you thought about this game. I would love to see all the endings of this game, but it would just be too exhausting for me and my voice and everything. So I think we'll leave it at 16 out of 40. But if you want to play yourself, just check out the link and go support them on itch.io. Remember to subscribe and like this video, and I will see you again very soon. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.